So here's another installment on good reviews are the shorter ones, because you should just go see The Day the Earth Blew Up. It's fucking great. I feel like people knew this one was going to be good just because it looked great, and the makers of it have been really out in front of it, being very proud of what they were able to put out, and the fact that they were able to get this out after Coyote v. Acme got Zaslaved out of existence. Fucking hate that dude's name is a verb now, but it really is kind of accurate. How this one's escaped containment and the other one didn't, other than just by being affordable, and that maybe Warner Brothers didn't know that they had a good movie and decided, oh, we accidentally released something worthwhile. Shit, that's a mistake we won't let happen again, but they did, and everyone should go out and support this. I was actually a little bit worried that it wouldn't be as good as it had looked and sounded, because then I might have to, like, parse things instead of just saying what I wanted to say all along, which is go out and support new 2D domestic animation, because I will always do what I can to support 2D animation, and to the degree that I will bend over backwards to be positive about anything, I will bend over backwards to be positive about a new 2D animated movie. Fortunately, I don't even have to bend over backwards, because there's nothing wrong with this. This is a great fucking Looney Tunes movie. To the degree that it's difficult to review at all, it's only because, like any good comedy, the only way to be positive about it is to, like, give away jokes, and then you're giving away the reason to go see the movie. So it is a great Looney Tunes movie that is specifically a Daffy Duck, Porky Pig movie. Petunia Pig is also in the movie, but really it's a Daffy and Porky movie. So it's a theatrically released Looney Tunes movie starring Daffy Duck and Porky Pig. If you don't need a reason, if that is not the reason to just go out and see this movie for you, then I don't know what to tell you. You're watching the wrong channel. We are not on the same wavelength. What's interesting about it, in terms of what kind of Looney Tunes movie is this, because there's been a bunch of different Looney Tunes type content. They've been around long enough, they kind of slot into everything. Specifically, they've been pitching this as a nostalgia item, which it is. This is Daffy Duck and Porky Pig dialed all the way back to not quite original black and white model Looney Tunes, but certainly early color Looney Tunes. Porky has the bow tie and the gloves. Daffy is classic Agent of Chaos, whacking himself with the mallet. Is he the protagonist? Is he the antagonist model Daffy? Seems to take place in both the present and Unstuck in Time. I would say in terms of audience, it seems to be very specifically targeted, and this seems bizarre to say. It's kind of hard to describe without just watching this. It feels like the exact specific target audience for this is people who grew up with the Looney Tunes in the 90s, but as a nostalgia property. Which is to say, these are not the revived and retooled 90s Space Jam Looney Tunes, but if you loved the Looney Tunes in the 90s, but as reruns on Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, local television, whatever, you are specifically the audience that this is pitched at. And again, without giving away what the mode, aesthetic, general vibe of this is, which would be giving away too much story, too many jokes, too many of the twists. Another thing that this has in its favor is that, much like the original Looney Tunes were shorts, this is kind of a 15-act movie. This is Porky Pig and Daffy Duck. They're trying to save their home from being foreclosed. They end up getting a job. They think it's going pretty well. And is then threatened from going pretty well when Daffy discovers a possible alien invasion conspiracy, and whether or not they're going to believe him drives the second act of the movie. What I mean about the aesthetic vibe is these are old-fashioned version Looney Tunes characters plugged into a somewhat contemporary story, and the vibe that crosses throughout it in terms of music needle drops and a background vibe of a sort of X-Files-y story, a sort of Men in Black-ish, Armageddon-ish, Twin Peaks-ish, mid-1990s cultural reference. So it feels like the exact specific audience for this is people who liked the Looney Tunes in the 90s, but not the Space Jam versions, the versions they were watching on TV. So if you were like 13, 15 years old in the mid-90s, but loved the Looney Tunes as a retro 1940s property that you watched in reruns in between commercials for the X-Files and Mars Attacks and Individual. Like, if your favorite thing to do on the weekends in the mid to late 1990s was to watch like 15 Looney Tunes cartoons and also Mars Attacks, this is your perfect movie. Almost in a sense that as much as I like Looney Tunes Back in Action, this is the movie that the characters in Looney Tunes Back in Action would rather have been making while they were participating in the events of that movie. Speaking of Joe Dante, big Gremlins 2, huge Warner Brothers, better comparison, Warner Brothers studio store, which, well, speaking of the 90s, Warner Brothers had stores. Warner Brothers studio store mall outlet energy is the vibe of this movie. So I love this movie. This is great. 2D animation in theaters. Go see it. Fuck it. 10 out of 10 for The Day the Earth Blew Up. Go see it. I almost thought about scripting this review because I know I haven't scripted a lot of the reviews lately because so much of what has been coming out just feels better to be reacted to off the cuff like this, but it feels especially better on this one. I just wanted to come out of the movie and say, yeah, this is how I felt about it. Go see it. The Day the Earth Blew Up. Please, guys, it would be such, not just because it's a good movie, such a tremendous go fuck yourself to the way that the studio has treated its animation department, its filmmakers, these characters, this property, for this movie to open well and do well. Go see The Day the Earth Blew Up. It's a great comedy. It's a great kids movie. It's a great family. 10 out of 10 for The Day the Earth Blew Up. Check it out.